Do you have anxiety, or do you have a high heart rate? Are you an anxious person in that when you get anxious, your breathing gets a little out of control? Over 10 years ago, I looked into doing body work on my clients, and I traveled around the United States learning the best body work techniques that I could find, because in my area I have no way of referring my clients to a body worker. And this was also my desire to learn about breath work. Now I can give somebody practices that utilizing breath, scientifically based breathing techniques. Using their breath, I can teach somebody how to lower their heart rate by 10 or possibly even 15 beats in as little as 4 weeks by doing very scientifically based breathing approaches. Now you might ask yourself, why does a personal trainer need to learn about breathing? Well, for myself, I've battled anxiety, being anxious about controlling my future and planning ahead. And with the addition of 2 kids, of course my mind started to spin with possibilities and commitments of things that I really cared about, but got me flustered. And so I noticed that my heart rate, my resting heart rate, started to climb. So I started to investigate who were the practitioners in the world that were teaching scientifically backed breathing approaches that could work. And it turns out, using myself as the guinea pig again, these breathing practices that you can gauge using a pulse ox and a variety of other measurements, you can feel the power of increased breathing capacity. And it feels really wonderful. It impacts your sleep, your mood, your anxiety, just your overall demeanor and well-being in the world. So the problem with breathing is everybody can point to it as a problem. A chiropractor can say there's a problem. An acupuncturist can say there's a problem. Physical therapist, osteopath, naturopath. Your spouse, your loved one, a friend. We can all say, I get all flustered when I breathe and I get anxious and my breathing gets a little out of control. It's hard for me to control it, or my heart rate escalates so high. I have a really high resting heart rate. Well, if you want to take control of that, there are people out there who have learned how to control the breath past just yogic breathing, past just you want to sit there and breathe Om, which I believe in that, and I think that's really wonderful. But at the same time, if you just want to focus on breathing and you want to learn a scientific backed approach to breathing in order to lower your heart rate, gain control over your body, and feel calmer inside, there are people out there that you can learn from. Now, when I'm working with a student for breathing, it's very specific, it's very targeted. The exercises are very ritualistic, tried and true. They rotate and they change, but basically they stay the same. And I give somebody the exercises, they know what to do, when to do it, where to do it, and then we set up regular intervals to talk about specifically the breathing. And we enhance the learning with use of video. So if you're interested in learning about breathing, if you're interested in lowering your heart rate, then I suggest that you look for somebody who can teach you specifically how to breathe based on scientific backed principles. And I think you will be greatly rewarded. So if you like this, check out my website, dominicsessa.com, my YouTube, my Instagram. If you're on my newsletter, thanks for being here. We'll talk again soon.